All right, so we're going to go ahead and get recording, and we're going to just lie on your back. So we're going to start lying on your back on the floor. All right. So we're just going to do some gentle hip movements. So one of the first things we're going to do is with your feet flat, knees bent, we're just going to see how high can you arch your low back. We're trying to arch it as you go away, which is slightly tightening up your low back muscles. Then if you just relax, it falls, the spine falls closer to the floor. And then if you tighten up your abs, it's going to roll your pelvis, which is called a posterior pelvic tilt, and it's tightening up your abs, and you actually flatten your back. So my abs are tight, my back is, I'm trying to push my low back into the, almost my mid-low back into the floor. Then I relax, my hips start to roll, and then I'm going to arch my back again, turning my hips to more of this anterior tilt, which arches that low back, creates space, then relax, flattening. So right now we're doing a hip motion, which is influencing your spine. So my spine is flat, I'm trying to roll my pelvis back up, and then I relax to neutral, and then let the hips roll away, which is that extension, and then we're back. All right, now we're going to take your legs out straight. What we're going to do is you're going to push through one side of your leg, which is going to, you're thinking about like you're pushing through like a gas pedal or a brake through that right leg, and then relax, and then you're going to push through your left side. And what that's doing, we're actually stretching out the sides of your body, but we're allowing your hips to move sideways. So as you push, let's go back to the right, push through the right leg, the left hip kind of hikes closer to that shoulder, then relax, goes back to neutral, and then push through that left leg. You can think about the right side of the hip lifting up. We're going to do one more each side, push through the right leg. And so what we're doing is we're allowing your hips to rock side to side as you now relax. They go back to more neutral, and then push through the left leg. Drive through that left foot. And relax. All right, now we're going to treat your hips as if they're a steering wheel. So you're going to turn your right hip over to the left side, and it's only going to move just like an inch or two. Very, very small movement. Then we're going to relax, and then we're going to turn the hips over to the left side. So you're just treating your hips as if they're a steering wheel, and then relax. We're going to go right over to the left, and relax. And then we're going to go back left over to the right. All right. From there, what we're going to do is you're going to relax your spine. Now we want to control that area that was just moving all through your hips and everything. That's the area that we're now trying to prevent motion from happening. So you want to think about, we're just moving your hips and your pelvis. What we're going to do is you're going to extend your right leg out. You want to hold that area nice and stable. We're going to lift the right leg up, and we're just going to hold it here. Preventing motion at the hips. Maintaining that leg is a little bit lower than the other thigh or equal to the other thigh. We're not trying to go as high as you can right now. We're not stretching. We're just using the weight of the leg to challenge your core. Then we're going to lower. We're going to stay with that same leg. We're going to let that leg rotate out. Again, lift the toes and foot, but keeping the inside part of the ankle lifting up. Again, that thigh just equal to about the other leg height. And lower. So again, we're really trying to prevent, we're going to switch legs. We're going to start with the first one with the knee and toe pointing up. We're just lifting up. Again, preventing any motion from happening in your low back and hips. Again, this first one with the toes and knee pointing up is a little bit easier. And then lower. We're going to let that toe and knee rotate out. And then we're lifting the foot, toes with the ankle pointing out. The inside part of the ankle going up towards the ceiling, knee and toes pointing out to the side. This definitely puts a lot more strain into that inside part of the thigh. The pelvis wants to rotate. We're trying to prevent that. So this is like you're turning that left side over to the right, that back to that combination of our first two movements. Lowering the leg. All right, now we're going to keep the left leg out straight. We're going to straighten the right leg out as well. We're going to bring the right leg back up bent to our hands. And then from here, we're going to straighten that leg. So here we are trying to get the legs to go in opposition of each other. How much can you keep that knee straight? tightening up through the front part of the thigh, and then separating those legs. Holding here, breathing into it, find that end point, hold it there. What kind of stretch do you have on the back of the legs? What if you pull your toes back up towards your knee or point your toes away? Taking that leg all the way down to the ground. Now we're going to bring your left leg up, but bring it up with the knee bent. So we bring the leg up bent, then we straighten the leg, hold it here. Once that leg is straight, can you pull that foot up higher? Can you pull the toes down towards the knee, which is dorsiflexion, stretching out the back part of the leg? The gastroc, where do you feel this tight? Do you feel it on the front of the thigh? Can you even rotate your leg inward a little bit? Pushing the opposite leg down. Breathe into it. Then we're going to lower this leg nice and slowly all the way to the ground. We're going to bring your right foot up. Knee, foot is right next to the knee. What we're going to do is we're going to allow this knee to fall out to the side, going onto the outer edge of the foot, just where those hips want to rotate, and then we're bringing that knee back up. Letting that knee fall out to the side. The pressure goes onto the lateral edge of that foot. The foot now, bottom of the foot is facing inward of the thigh as the knee is out to the side. And then we're back up. So I'll change my angle here. I've just got my foot next to my knee, and I'm letting that thigh fall out to the side, where the bottom of the foot is now touching my thigh. And then I rotate the thigh back in to where the bottom of the foot is touching the floor. We're going to do one more, and then we'll switch sides. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So we just bring out that right foot, now goes out straight, the right leg. We're going to bend the left leg. We're allowing that knee and thigh to go out to the side as we shift the foot from being flat to the floor to now it's along our thigh. And then we start to rotate that thigh and knee back up to where the bottom of the foot is touching the floor. We're going to do 3 more nice and slowly. Where do you feel tightness? Do they feel differently from each side? So just nice and slow motion. Just letting it fall out to the side, letting that foot rotate. And then bring that knee back up. We're going to do 1 more. Foot is flat on the floor when the knee and thigh are up towards the sky. As that knee and thigh fall out to the side, the bottom of the foot rotates and is touching the inner part of the knee. And relax. All right. So now we're going to do some stuff for your arms. So take your arms out to the side, fist pointing towards the ceiling. And we're going to pretend we're doing a push-up. We're pushing the sky away. Bringing those hands up. Keeping fists, and then we're allowing those hands to fall back out to the side. We're back up. You can even envision that you're pushing really, really heavy weights. So we're moving slowly. But we're just seeing, what does this motion feel like? Is it clean? Do you get any crunching? Is your body okay with this? We're going to go into a more extreme shoulder motion. Again, right now I've got my feet flat, knees bent. If you want, you can have your legs more extended. That's just going to put more tension and pressure into your low back. So now what we're going to do, once you get your arms back up, we're going to extend your fingertips. And we're going to take your hands back up overhead, just where they first get tight. So for me, it's about right here. And then I'm just bringing my hands back up to the top, fingertips to the sky. Take those hands back up overhead, back of the hands towards the floor, just where you feel tightness. And then right back up. Again, we have our fingers extended, fingertips to the sky when their hands are up as they fall back down. Palms are pointing more towards the sky. Just to that first sign of tightness, we're not trying to push through the tightness. We're allowing these muscles to pull back up. There we go. We got a couple more. We're going to go up. And then back up to the top. 1 more. Nice, slow, controlled as those hands reach up overhead, going back towards the floor. Just to where you feel tightness. And then back up. I kind of have a position where that left arm just feels a lot less secure. Now we're going to do palms facing, and we're going to let the hands fall out to the side. Here they will typically travel further. letting them relax if they get all the way to the floor, and then bring back up to the center. Once your hands are to the center, we're going to reach the fingertips a little bit higher, which is protracting your shoulder blades, and then relax, and then let the hands fall out to the side. So what we can get is those hands come back up to the middle. There's a little bit of an additional reaching motion that happens with your shoulder blades wrapping around your rib cage. And then we're going to relax those shoulder blades so you can feel them make contact with the floor, and then back out to the side with the hands, letting them lower to the floor. This time I'm going to go with my legs extended. If you want, keep your legs right there. I'm just going to feel the difference of these movements. I've got my arms together, hands together, reach those fingertips to the ceiling, let the shoulder blades fall back down, hands apart. We're going to do one more, hands together, reach up, and relax. Now we're going palms facing back down towards our feet. So they're facing down, or if our feet are flat, that's all right. And then we're going to go back to two more with the arms up overhead, just till you feel tightness. Hold here, and then back up over time. Fingertips pointing to the sky. We're going to do one more, letting those hands go back to the floor, and then back up. All right, now we're going to bring your fingertips to the floor, hands to the floor, palms are facing down. We're going to kind of walk those hands towards our feet, like you're almost like reaching to kind of help your shoulders depress a little bit more. All right, so we want to keep your shoulders from elevating towards your ears. So kind of reach those hands down towards your feet. What we're going to do is we're just going to relax your arms now. We're just going to do some nice, gentle head rotations. So we're just going to gently rotate your head just till you feel tightness. Hold it for 1, 2. And we're going to turn back, pause at the middle, and we're going to turn to the other side, pause for 1, 2, back to the middle, turn, and we're trying to prevent anything else from moving, so paying attention to what your feet and hips are doing, just till you first feel tightness, back to the middle, and turn to the other side. Again, don't allow your hips and feet to move, you're maintaining that position. Back to the middle. We're going to do each direction one more time. Turn just till you feel tightness. Pause. Back to the middle. Last one. Turn nice and slowly. Don't rush into it. Look for that tightness. And then move back to the middle. All right. Now we're going to do a little head lift. So again, really paying attention to what your legs and hips are doing, trying to prevent anything that's moving. And what we're doing is, rather than lifting your chin towards your chest, we're lifting your whole head, elevating towards the sky. So keep your shoulders back. We're up for 1, 2, and then back down. Just lifting the head up, 1, 2, and back down. We're going to do one more. Lift up, 1, 2. Keep it a space between your teeth and relax. All right. So now we're going to go do some little motions for your feet. So we can move to a seated position, and we're going to do a little tibial rotation. So you can just sit here, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little foot sweep where we're going to really pay attention. So we're, moving through our hips and our core. Now we're going to keep all of that really stable, and we're going to do isolated movement just for the foot. So we're going to rotate the foot out. It sweeps outward. You're thinking toes and foot like a windshield wiper. The floor is the windshield. Then we're going to slide that foot back to the middle, and then take the foot across. Back to the middle, rotate back out. So it's a very small motion. Back to the middle, and then sweep the foot across. How does your body enjoy being in this position? Are you okay sitting on the floor like this? Back to the middle, rotate the toes out. Back to the middle, and rotate back across. And you are thinking, can you keep pressure of your toes into the floor without moving your thigh and knee? Okay, we'll relax. We're going to switch sides. Okay, we're going to do out first. So I don't get much motion on that today. And then we're going to rotate back across. Back to the middle. Back out. Ooh, this one's really hard for me to do today. Back to the middle. I'm getting some cramping on this. Okay, to the middle and hold. Back to the middle. Rotate the foot out. I'm trying to keep those toes down. They're being a little more stubborn right now. Back to the middle. Rotate the foot across. Holding it nice and steady. And relax. All right, so now we're going to go face down. So those movements for me today were particularly challenging, which, believe it or not, could be some relation to why I'm sore through here, right? So I woke up, I had tightness through my rib cage. Normally these movements through my lower leg are a lot easier than they just were. And so it'll be interesting to see, does that change how I experience tension and tightness in other areas of my body? So now we're going to go face down. I always like to do forehead on the back of my hands, elbows out wide. All right. So what I mean by that is both elbows are out wide. I've got my forehead down. We know we're applying pressure on your rib cage. So this is where it can be kind of sensitive sometimes. We're going to move back into a leg movement. We're going to bring your foot, we're going to bend one side at a time. We're going to bring the foot flat to the ceiling. So the bottom of the foot is flat to the ceiling. We're going to take that knee and thigh out to the side of the yoga mat. So we just lift it up and slide it out to the side. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to let that foot rotate towards the back of the other side leg. Here, we're going to hold that. We're going to lift the inner thigh and knee up off the floor for just a 1, 2, 3. We lower it back down and bring the foot back to the ceiling. So we let that foot fall back towards the back of the leg. And then we're lifting the inside part of the knee and thigh up off the ground. Holding it nice and steady. Lower the thigh. Rotate back up. We're going to do one more. We let that foot fall across. Lift. Try not to let any other part of the body shift and move. Lower the leg back down. Rotate back up. Bring the thigh back in. Now we're going to switch sides. So we bend the leg, now the left foot is flat to the ceiling. We take that thigh and knee out to the side. We let the foot fall towards the back of the leg. And then lift that inner part of the knee up. A lot more challenging on this side. Holding for 3, 2, and lower back down. Rotate the foot back up. Let it fall back down. The external hip rotation. Once it's there, we're lifting the inner part of the thigh and knee, taking the back of the foot, or the foot towards the back of the other leg that's out straight. Relax down, rotate back up. One more. Letting the foot rotate down, external hip rotation, lifting the inner knee and thigh up off the floor. And relax. All right, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to have your arm along your side, one arm at a time. We're going to lift the arm, palm is down, thumb is out. We're just lifting the arm, open the front part of your shoulder, and think about reaching the fingertips towards your feet. Squeezing the back of the arm, and relax. Here we go. Once again, reach the fingertips towards your feet. Lift that hand and back of the arm towards the sky, opening up the front part of your shoulder. Thinking about my right shoulder going towards the center of my spine, reaching that hand towards my feet, keeping my chin tucked as if I'm looking at the waistband of my pants, actively keeping my chin tucked down, and then relax. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So now our right hand is underneath our forehead, left hand is along our side, palm down, thumb out. We reach that hand up to the sky, holding nice and steady. Reach the fingertips towards your feet. Keeping the back of that arm nice and tight, opening up the front part of the shoulder, trying to squeeze your shoulder blade towards the center of your spine. Keeping your chin tucked. Space between your teeth, no clenching. And relax, lowering that hand back down. Here we go, once again, lift up. Holding it nice and tight on the back of the arm, opening up the front part of your shoulder, trying to get that shoulder blade closer to your spine. Breathe into it. And relax. All right, we're going to bring both hands underneath your forehead once again. We're going to do what I consider this little knee bridge. So if the bottom of your feet are, the tops of your feet are touching the floor, that plantar flexion, your toes are pointing away. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring your bottom of your toes to the floor. So right now it's dorsiflexing, it's trying to get the toes up, which on my right side is really challenging today. And then from here, what you can do is you tighten your quads, and it's a knee bridge. So your thighs and knees are bridged up off the floor, and then you relax and they fall back down. So lift and hold. This is helping your toes learn how to hold extension. It's helping your quads and glutes at the same time. So again, those thighs are relaxed, and then we lift up and hold. And relax. And again, just squeeze. You're tightening up your thighs. It's helping the knees and thighs bridge up off the floor, and then relax, and they make contact with the floor once again. All right, so now we're going to move up into our tabletop position. So here we're going to use your quads and glutes at the same time, just like we were just doing, where we're going to now slide your foot back. The toes are still on the floor, and then from here, I'm just going to lift that foot up just a little bit. I'm not trying to lift super high. I'm just lifting up just a little bit, and then let that foot fall back down. Lift back up with that leg just a little bit, trying to keep that knee straight. If this is too much, if kneeling on one leg and on your knee is too much, we can have you stand and you can push your leg into the back of a wall. Right now, we're using the weight of the leg by being opposite of gravity. Relax, we're going to switch sides. So we're using the weight of your leg as the weight. If you're standing, you push into an object. So here we go. We're going to lift this leg, just the foot, just a little bit. Long through the leg. Lower the foot, the knee stays up off the ground, the toes are in contact, and then we lift that leg up once again. And down. Here we go. Once again, lift. And down. All right, so now we're going to keep both legs down, and we're going to lift one arm at a time. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do thumb to the sky. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide your hand up out to the side. Thumb is up, and we're just lifting as high as you can. So this is like a more extreme version. Take that hand back down than the one we do when we're face down. And then we're thumb up out to the side. So it's like I'm making a single side V. My hand isn't directly up near my ear. It's out to the side. And relax. Okay, we'll switch sides. We're giving that hand that you're posting on a chance for that wrist and arm to really stabilize. We're going to slide this hand out to the side, thumb up. Lift that hand as high as you can. Down. And again, thumb up towards the ceiling. Reach that hand. And relax. All right. So now what we're going to do is you're going to come to an upright kneeling position, and we're going to do some hip mobility. All right. So now if this is too challenging, you can go ahead and stand, and we'll do some hip mobility up here, where we're just going to do some little movements up and around like you're stepping over. If kneeling is okay, what we're going to do is we're going to sweep the leg up and around, trying to balance on one leg. Now, if that is too challenging, again, you can do it standing. Now we'll switch sides. So again, you're just up, trying to sweep that leg up and around, helping your body learn how to maneuver around itself, and then trying to stay upright, knowing that you might have to get a little cattywampus and move and let your body learn how to react to that. All right. Nice. Excellent job. We're going to end there. Those